Today we're here to talk about Phoenix/ISM/Jeff Gordon Raceway, whatever it's called now. But quick thing about Phoenix, not the racetrack and the racing, but the Phoenix Suns center Aron Baynes, greatest player to ever step on a basketball court. I'll be making a dedication video to Aron Baynes, and that will be posted on Saturday. So basically, I'm going to start working on it tonight, work on it all day tomorrow, and I'll post it sometime tomorrow afternoon, and it'll be a premiere. It'll probably be 4 o'clock on Saturday. That's what I'm aiming for. If some changes, check my Twitter for updates on that. I'll have it on Twitter. Just check Twitter for updates, basically, my own Twitter, not ESPN, because I'm not with them. But Phoenix, we are here to talk about Phoenix. 4 drivers will be eliminated. 4 drivers will be in the championship 4. We already know about 2 of them. Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr. are already in the championship 4 because of their wins at Martinsville in Texas, which leaves another 2 spots right now held by Kyle Busch and Joey Logano with a good points cushion. Currently, the standings are looking like this. Kyle Busch currently has 22 points on the playoff gap between him and Denny Hamlin, and Joey Logano has a 20-point gap. Hamlin's 20 behind. Blaney and Larson tied at 23 behind, and Chase Elliott is in a must-win. He is 78 points behind. He cannot make up points. So we're going to talk about who we think is going to win, obviously, and then some realistic situations for these other guys getting in. Now, obviously, Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick, they are factors when it comes to winning the race, but outside of that, when it comes to points, they are not any type of factor. Kyle Busch and Joey Logano, they're going to need to get some stage points early on if they want to lock up on points, if they want to lock up over Hamlin or Blaney or Larson. But if they also want to get some points, because what if Chase Elliott goes out and wins? If Chase Elliott wins, that bumps the cut line down, and Kyle Busch and Joey Logano are going to be fighting for that spot, assuming that Hamlin, Blaney, and Larson do not make up the stage points. So Busch and Logano are going to have to fight for stage points too. Everyone except for Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr. have to fight for stage points. The reason Chase Elliott out of the stage points contention, obviously, because I said earlier, he has to win. So the situations, I would say, Kyle Busch and Logano, they just need to get points. If someone behind them wins, they can't really control that. They just need to outpoint each other. Hamlin, we've seen it be done before. Chase Elliott was behind 22 points going into the final race of the round of 12, and he ended up squeaking out by 3 points. So it can definitely be done. It's going to be difficult, though. So for Denny Hamlin, I think he's going to have to win at least one of the stages, or he's going to have to get at least 8 points in one of the stages and maybe at least 5 in the other. He's going to have to make up a lot of stage points and hope one of these other guys struggle. And the 2 in front of him, luckily, they've been struggling a little bit recently, so it's not completely unrealistic. It's not completely crazy to think about that. Kyle Busch has been super inconsistent in the playoffs. He's only led laps in 3 races. So he's been majorly inconsistent in these playoffs. Same thing goes for Joey Logano. He only has 1 top 5 this whole playoffs. So those 2 have been struggling in the playoffs with consistency. So if Hamlin turns it on, gets a lot of stage points, runs in the top 5, and Logano does what Keselowski did in the round before, runs 17th the whole race, it's very possible for Hamlin to catch up on points and beat Joey Logano on points. But with how deep it is in the playoffs and how good these cars are and the potential they have, I would not rely on points. Denny Hamlin said on Eric Estep's channel, he was talking to him and said that they are going to fight for points, obviously, at the beginning, but obviously they want to win just to make sure they don't want to be in that pressure situation when it comes down to a point or 2. So I think, realistically, Hamlin's the only one that can make it in on points that's below the cutoff line. Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson are too inconsistent this year. They don't have enough. They haven't done enough for me this year to really say, hey, these 2 can go out and point themselves into the playoffs. I just don't see it happening. Blaney's been doing better in this round of 12. He got a top 5 at Martinsville. He got a top 10 at Texas, I think. But he just hasn't done enough for me this whole playoffs. He just started getting it on this last few races with the Talladega one. He was running solid at Kansas before an issue. So I think he's going to have to win. Same for Larson. and obviously Elliott. The best chance at someone below the cutoff line winning, I think I would have to go with Hamlin or Elliott with that, just because of Hamlin, the JGR equipment that he has. He's got a really, really good team behind him. And then for Chase Elliott, he is probably the best out of the other three when it comes to Phoenix, especially in the fall race. If you remember last year, he was running really well before he was caught up in an accident. 2 years ago, he was leading late before being passed late by Matt Kenseth. So in the fall race, he's done much better than he has. He has had some good runs in the spring. 2017 spring, he had a really good run. This spring, I don't think he had a great run. I think he had a good run in the 2018 spring, but someone can confirm that for me. But Elliott is much better at Phoenix than some of these other guys. Blaney had a really good run in the spring. Started on the pole, finished third. But, and then Larson, I don't know. I just don't see any. The most realistic is Elliott. Elliott's going to be in desperation mode, needing to win. They're going to do anything they can to win. So I could see that happening just because of the desperation. Gustafson's going to have to be super aggressive with calls if it comes down to late race stuff, if it comes to coming out, taking tires or whatever. So that'll be interesting to see. But as for the race, let's get into it. Okay, who am I going to pick? I think Elliott runs up front, but I don't think he gets it done. So he's eliminated from the playoffs. I don't think Larson gets it done. I think Blaney could run up front, potentially. So I wouldn't count him out. Hamlin, I think he's gonna have to win. I just think Busch and Logano are gonna get enough points to where it's gonna put Hamlin in a must-win situation. I think the top four advance for sure. I think Hamlin, Blaney, Larson, and Elliott are all eliminated after this race. I think Logano and Busch get in on points. And for the race win, I'm gonna go with a weird one. I'm gonna go with Alex Bowman. Bowman, if you remember a few years ago, he had a really good run here at the spring. Or no, it was this race 3 years ago when he was subbing for Dale Jr. He had a really good run. I'm just going to pick him for the upset win this week. Alex Bowman, I think he gets it done. But those four eliminated: Elliott, Larson, Blaney, and Hamlin. Ending Hamlin's... Man, Hamlin, that's going to be disappointing for him and that team and his fans if he does not make it out. But they are in a pretty bad situation, so... But I think the final four will be Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano, the same final four from last year. And we will for sure see a repeat champion after this year. Whether it be Logano, Busch, Harvick, or Truex, we will see a repeat champion. So, yeah, thank you for watching this. We talked about Phoenix Raceway, the race there. Now we were going to talk about Aron Baynes tomorrow, or Saturday rather. It will be posted tomorrow. That's going to be a fun one. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave it a big fat like. If you want to subscribe, which you do, you should subscribe. And then obviously just go watch my other videos, my Talladega. I went to Talladega this year. You can go watch those videos, all that stuff.